And being that I was not sick all the time, was never having to go to the doctor, I didn't see paying $200 every 2 weeks and paying that much for insurance coverage. So I got regular insurance coverage so I don't have to face the penalty come tax time. Then I don't have insurance coverage for myself because, they penalize you here. And they'll keep your state tax if you don't have insurance coverage. So you better get that insurance coverage if you don't want them all up in your business. In today's video, I decided I'd give you guys a little update on what it's been like since I left my 9-to-5 job. Now, my last day was February the 9th on a Friday. That was the last day that I actually worked for them. And I decided I'd give you guys a little update and a little recap on what has been happening since then. So now, beforehand, I had already said that my schedule was already filled. I was working all day at home doing my 9-to-5 job, and during in the evening times I was doing inspections. So as you can see here in my schedule book, I don't know if you guys could see that, but my schedule was already starting to be filled, and they were filling up. Look at those days. You see how I was filling up except for my weekends. Everything was filling up, and it became completely overwhelming. And I was trying to do this as well as do my full-time job. So when I let it go, I knew I'd be able to continue to work. So I have no problem with that, but there are a few differences as far as working for someone and as far as you calling your own shots. And anybody can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, all of you can do it as well. You can most definitely let your 9-to-5 go, but let me make sure I tell you this. I don't work the 9-to-5, that's true, but I do work every day except Friday. Monday through Thursday, for sure, I work. Because you're calling your own shots, some people, that's one reason why they won't be able to actually work on their own instead of being up under the umbrella of a company. I've had people ask me, you still working that job at home? And I was working at home. I had a job. Are you still working that job? Of course I am. Yeah, I'm working at home. Oh, I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Why you say that? Because if I was working at home, I would never get up. I would never work. I would be doing anything and all things other than doing my job. See, people like that cannot work on their own. If you have to have someone to push you and nudge you on a constant to get work done, you will not be able to work on your own, because I think that's the biggest difference between working on your own and working under a company. Because under a company, you know that if you don't go to work, they may write you up a time or two, but before long, you're going to get fired. If you get there late, you risk the chance of being written up. They calling you in the office, asking you all these different questions. Now you don't put yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in, and it's irritating and getting you very upset, when at the same time you should have gotten to work on time. But when you work by yourself and you work for yourself and you're calling your own shots, it's very easy to decide, today I'm not going to do any work. But the same thing that motivated you to get up and go to the job when you work for someone, because let's just be real on it. No matter whether we're going to get wrote up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about any of that. At the end of the day, the reason we were getting up every day and going to work and hitting these 9-to-5s is because we wanted our paycheck. Because nobody is trying to work for free unless you're working for some of these nonprofit organizations. We're not talking about that. We're talking about 9-to-5 jobs. When you went to work every day, you went because you wanted that paycheck. And you knew that if your check was short, you was going to be feeling some sort of way. So you go to work. I know that's why I went. I went every day because of that. Not because I love the company, not because I like the commute and ride in traffic every day. That's not why I went to work. Not because I have coworkers that I just love so much that I just couldn't see going a week without seeing. That most definitely was not the case. I went to work because I wanted that paycheck. That's why I went. So when you work for yourself, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to work for yourself for your money. And if you don't work, you don't get paid. There's no difference. If you work a 9-to-5, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. So if you don't work for yourself, you don't get paid. So you have to be a self-motivated person to be able to get up and push yourself to go every single day, just like you were working for somebody else. And let me tell you something. How people feel like they're going to get all of this complete freedom to not be able to have to do anything. I mean, yeah, you can set your schedule the way you want it to look, of course. But all of that excess freedom, unless you done struck it rich somewhere, no, you still have to work. Now, I feel the best part about it for me is that I can actually make my own schedule. I mean, who wouldn't like that, right? And as you can see here from, I don't know if you can see the date on there, what says February the 12th through the 18th at the top. You probably can see that. But I keep my schedule pretty full from that day forward. And I work every day, and the X's across it means that I have met these people and I've done those appointments, okay? So I've kept myself pretty busy throughout all of the time. And I have no problem with how things are working now. And this is March the 4th through March the 10th here. And I have a full schedule. You see the schedule? It's full. So I have no problem with getting work done and making sure that I can do my job. I have made dates where I have the 18th through whatever, you can see that. You see the whole schedule. So I have made dates set up with people. Well, let me take that back. I have made appointments with people and let them talk me into some 6:30s, things of that nature. And then I realize when I have to go to bed and get up and be getting up and their location is way away from my house. I'm like, girl, okay, now cut it out. You already know what hours you want to work between during your day, so you need to schedule your appointments as such. And just make sure that you knock out a certain amount of money per day and be done with it. You are in control of this. You don't want to feel like you're still in this rut. But let me tell you something. To be all honest with you, it still works. Because there are some days I wake up and I know, let's say for instance, my first appointment isn't until 9 o'clock. Well, normally, on my 9 to 5, I was already working by 6. So I'm like, 9 o'clock. I'm already up. I've been up, I'm moving about, but it'll hit me and I'll be like, man, I don't feel like no appointments today. It's the same thing. You got to push yourself to go ahead and do it. I'll be glad when I get outside, when I get in the car and I start rolling, and turning corners and stuff. Of course, you go to feeling much better. You finna meet new people. The sun is out. You finna laugh. It's not a regular job. You finna get out here. You finna enjoy your day. And you finna be comfortable with the new person that you're about to meet. They're going to be comfortable with you. You already been talking to them over the phone. I mean, it's just the fact of knowing that you have to get up. Some days I don't want to move. But I'm not going to call these people and cancel appointments. I'm not going to cancel and try to move a date. I'm not doing all of that because I still have to pay my bills. But I can say where people are talking about the insurance. If you let your 9 to 5 go, then you don't have insurance. Well, you know what? I don't know how other people are doing it, but I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of entrepreneurs out here who have to get their own insurance, okay? My insurance at my job, when I worked in another city, here in LA, my insurance at the job was $199 a pay period. And that was for me, for single me, $199. That means I'm paying $400 because I was getting paid every 2 weeks. That's $400 a month just for me. Come on now. Now, I don't know how much you're paying. I'm not saying that that's everybody's case. So please, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that for my case, that's what it was. I wasn't paying that. So I found my own insurance on the outside. And guess what? I continued to keep that insurance even when I was working at home. And I still have that insurance now. And being that I was not sick all the time, was never having to go to the doctor, I didn't see paying $200 every 2 weeks and paying that much for insurance coverage. So I got regular insurance coverage so I don't have to face the penalty come tax time. Then I don't have insurance coverage for myself because, they penalize you here. Then they'll keep your state tax if you don't have insurance coverage. So you better get that insurance coverage if you don't want them all up in your business. So I made sure I kept myself covered. And guess what? When I was sick or when I thought I was sick, that's coming in another video. My insurance covered me just fine. So I don't think that that's a bum ringer if you're going to work for yourself. Do not let something of that nature discourage you from working for yourself. Because with a little searching and a little research, you can find yourself some insurance. It's no big deal. Don't let that discourage you if that's what you want to do. And trust me, once again, I am not here today to try to convince anybody to do anything, because this right here is not for someone who is not self-motivated and not able to get up and push themselves to move every day. It's just not. You will most definitely end up back at a 9 to 5. Am I saying that I will never go back to a 9 to 5? Oh, of course not. If something happens and I have to, I'm going to do what Deidre got to do. Because at the end of the day, I still have to live. As long as I'm amongst the land of the living, if something goes down and I end up having to, I most definitely will do just that. But right now, I'm going to ride the wave. And I just wanted to just come on real quick, give you guys an update on what's going on, okay? And all of the insurance stuff, I still have life insurance. I have my own life insurance outside of any type of job that I had to make sure I got that, because you know whenever you switch jobs, even if you just switch from one job to another, you can't just carry over your life insurance. You end up re-signing life insurances. I know that's how it still works. Y'all put in the comment section if that's not how it still works, but I'm pretty sure it is. And yeah, I do keep life insurance most definitely, because I don't want my kids running around here. If something was to happen to me, I hope it doesn't, but if it does, and if it's the Lord's will, I don't want them running around here penny pinching, trying to figure out how they're going to bury or do whatever they decide they're going to do with their dear old mom. You can make a way out of whatever you're doing. Just make sure that you are setting your schedules. Just make sure you get up every day in order to get the ball rolling. Don't sleep in all the time. None of that stuff. You still have bills to pay. So at the end of the day, you're still running. It just feels a little different because you're running for yourself. I will come back with another update, but I think I'm going to let it be about 6 months or so I can get on in there really good, so I can give you guys some real good nitty-gritties depending on what changes throughout the months. Y'all like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. I'll be bringing you back something later. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.